Mercadolibre reported their latest quarterly figures, and as you can see, stock is up close to 12% after hours. Yet another incredible quarter by this company. This is one of my best stocks in my portfolio. This is one of the stocks where I rarely panic. I mean, if I see a huge crash or whatnot, I usually smile and say, you know what, actually, thank God, I can add even more. Now, this one is probably one of the few companies where I can say, you know what, if I cannot touch this company for the next 30 years, I have no issues with that. That's how much I love this company and I love management. Now, with Latin America, you know, I have Mercadolibre. I did have new holdings from around $3-4 to 11. Did sell it. It was a smaller position. Did sell it to put it all in Mercadolibre. So that is now a top 5 position in my core portfolio. I also have another Latin American company in the portfolio, and that's dLocal. They will report earnings, I believe, next week. dLocal, their current CEO is the ex-CFO of Mercadolibre. Now, of course, in this video, we'll touch on the numbers from the quarter, what I plan on doing. Well, you know, I'm not planning on selling any shares. Will I be buying? Well, to be honest, even if the stock is up 12% right now, it's not that it has gotten that much more expensive. Believe it or not, the price earnings to growth ratio is under 2. If you look at forward PE, EV to EBITDA, price to sales, price to free cash flow compared to the 5-year mean, well, it still is below despite it being at all-time highs right now. Pretty crazy, right? And so before continuing, if you enjoy this type of videos, hit all the buttons. Would really appreciate that. I already covered Nu, I covered Celsius, Alibaba, Grab, all of those videos are already live on the channel. So if you missed those, would highly suggest you go watch them if you're interested, of course. If not, well, just leave a like and subscribe. Trying to close in on that 100,000 subscriber goal. So hit that red button. It's free. You can always unsubscribe later on, but hopefully you won't. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment with the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. So for the quarter, we have here Consensus Media, previously Consensus Gurus on X, with the main overview, the numbers compared to what the market, the analysts were expecting. Mostly beats, 2 small misses, a small miss here on GMV by 2.3%. And then revenue from Brazil missed by 0.9%, but all the rest here, as you can see, big beats. So yeah, I like big beats and I cannot lie. I actually had to pause the video here because even I laughed at that silly joke. Anyways, all in all, GMV increased 56% on FX neutral basis, or, and this is the big difference here, when you look at these types of companies, of course, on FX neutral basis or not, this is the big difference that you get. GMV, it's either 8% growth year over year or 56% on an FX neutral basis. Items sold were up 27%. Total TPV is up 33% year over year or 49% on FX neutral basis. Credit portfolio is up 74%. Adjusted free cash flow is up 111% year over year. Net income with a margin of 10.5%. Income from operation with a margin of 13.5%, or income from operation of $820 million. The net revenue and financial income of $6.1 billion. And here as well, you can see the huge difference. 37% increase year over year or 96% on an FX neutral basis. Then zooming out a little bit, there are 2 big segments in the business. There's the commerce segment, there is the fintech segment. Of course, inside that you have different segments as well, but we can split the business here up in 2. So you've got commerce revenue and fintech revenue. If you look at the last couple of years, commerce revenue increased at a CAGR of 37.8%, while fintech revenue increased at a compound annual growth rate of 47.9%. So yeah, incredible growth, incredible execution. And even with the market cap closing in on $120 billion, I mean, I'm not scared. I own Amazon. So Amazon being in the trillions, I still own it. It's still, I think Amazon is still right now number 2 position in my portfolio. Mercadolibre, if they continue like this, I think they'll be the king in not so long in the future. Looking at items sold per unique buyer, that increased 3% year over year, continues to go up, as you can see from the chart right here. Then again, zooming out, looking at GMV, gross merchandise volume, in the last 3 years, it has grown at a compound annual growth rate of 22.3%. And then, of course, Q4 usually a strong quarter. Over the last year and a half, unique active buyers have increased by 45.6% and fintech monthly actives has increased by close to 70% since then, or grown at a compound annual growth rate of 35%. Looking at the fintech service, asset under management increased 129% year over year. Credit portfolio increased 74% year over year. Now here as well, as we've seen with the new video, we look at the delinquency rate, right? We look at the 15 to 90 and then the 90 plus. Of course, new, much better in those things. But what we can see here with Mercadolibre and Mercado Pago, actually more specifically, the fintech side, we can see that it is trending down. Of course, still high, all things considered. If you look at the 90 plus days, it was at 18.7% Q4 2023. It's now at 17.5%. So we want to see that continue to go down. Looking at 15 to 90, that has also coming down quite nicely. You want to see this continue. Looking at some other financial metrics here, income from operation and margin, as you can see, we continue to go back up. Well, actually, we've seen this nice solid rebound here. Net income and margin has also rebounded now to 11.9%, which is the comparable number. Looking at EBIT margin year over year, that has increased 590 basis points. But then if you look at the, comparable number, which excludes one-off expenses, that had increased 60 basis points, did take a hit here, 2.8% of bad debt. And then looking at net income margin here, about the same thing, right? Year over year, without the exclusion of one-offs, that has increased 680 basis points. Big increase here, of course, that one-off expense. If you exclude that, that has increased still quite nicely, 290 basis points. And like management said, the best is yet to come, believe it or not. Advertising business will still continue to grow very, very quickly, very lucrative business to have. They have Meli Plus, their own subscription program that continues to go up. They can expand even more in more countries. I mean, this is the Amazon of Latin America without AWS. Of course, AWS is a wonderful business to have, but the rest of the Amazon business is also a wonderful business to own. And I'm very, very happy to own it. I think this will outperform the market for many, many years to come. And so right now, if we look at the stock, actually, if we look at the bottom here back in June of 2022, it's quite incredible to see that every time that the stock dipped or crashed, it did respect that uptrend line. I did draw that uptrend line a long, long time ago. So we can clearly see it touches it, goes back up, touches it again, goes back up. Here in the last couple of weeks, at the end of 2024, wasn't as close, but was pretty close to that uptrend line. And then we went back up. Maybe we're going to see the same thing happen again. But as you can see, we go up, we go lower, but those are always going to be higher lows. Now, of course, you can say maybe on a technical whatever, it's going to be overbought, even though I don't think it's going to get overbought just yet, depending on what happens, of course, on Friday. But yeah, with Mercadolibre, to me, it's very, very simple. Of course, I know a lot of people will say, yeah, but look, one share will cost me over $2,000. I don't have access to fractional shares. It's true, for those that don't have access to fractional shares, it is quite annoying. Like I said in my past videos, I've spoken with someone that was previously their investor relations. He said very, very honestly, that they're not really focused on that. They're not really focused on splitting just for the sake of splitting. So we'll see. I'm sure there's going to be a split in the future. I mean, we've seen plenty of companies stay at super high prices, share price that is, and did not split until eventually they do. So we'll see what happens. I have access to fractional shares, so I guess I'm lucky. But yeah, Mercadolibre, if you tell me make a list of a handful of stocks that you would own forever, Mercadolibre probably sits on that list quite comfortably. So all in all, that's about it. If you think it's expensive, think again. Good companies can continue to go up. If you think you missed it, think again. I mean, you could have said the same thing with Apple, with Amazon, with Nvidia, with Google, whatever, for years and years, right? Oh, it's already up, I don't know, 2,000% or so. I missed it when it was at a market cap of $500 billion or so. I missed it. Well, guess what happened afterward? It went to $1 trillion, then $2 trillion, then 3 trillion. And who knows what might happen next, right? Who knows what might happen next? So to think every time, the same with Alibaba, I made a video, I said stock might explode. Again, this is just a title. Just because the stock is already up 50, 60% does not mean that this is the ceiling. No, we actually see that parts of the business are reaccelerating. The cloud part, I'm talking about Alibaba Cloud, is reaccelerating. So no, a stock being up 50%, 60% does not mean that it is over. You have to look at the business. If the business continues to grow, if it actually accelerates, then it's not too late. So yeah, that's that. I digress. I should go to sleep. It's already way too late here. So if you enjoy this type of videos, hit all the buttons. I really appreciate that. I'll see you all on Friday. I'll see if I have time to make a block video. I'll be honest, I am very happy that I am not a block shareholder anymore. So there is that. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.